Hi guys, we're back. For those of you who did not watch the ELA video, and usually that's most people don't watch the ELA video, I'm by myself today because Mrs. Schmidt is feeling sick. She's nauseous, and no, we don't think it's the bad virus. She doesn't have a fever or anything. She just doesn't feel well today. So I told her I could do the video if she wanted to, and it's already, now it's almost 2 o'clock, so we want to get this posted before dinner time, hopefully. Alright, so that's why I'm by myself. Alright, and so today's math, it says we're going to use parentheses and brackets and expressions. Use the explanation page, which is this big page we have to read, and guided examples to complete numbers 1 through 5 on the matching worksheet page. Okay, so it says grade 5 operations information. What is the purpose of parentheses, brackets, and braces in math expressions? When you are doing mathematics problems, you will come across many symbols that are important for solving these problems. Similar is the case for parentheses, brackets, and braces, which are used many times in pre-algebra and algebra. And you guys might be thinking, well, I don't do that. Well, in 6th grade you will, so get ready. That is why it is necessary for you to understand what each of these symbols is used for. Parentheses, and they show you parentheses right there. Parentheses, which are denoted by round brackets, are used to to group numbers, variables, and or both within a problem. It tells us the order of operations in a single operation. For example, take the problem 9 plus the quantity of 6 minus 5 times 3. Normally, the problem will begin with the multiplication operation, right here, right? However, here, because of the parentheses, the subtraction will be solved first. This part in here, 6 minus 5. Parentheses can also be used to multiply numbers. Like 2 times 5 can be also written as 2 in parentheses with nothing in between, and then another parentheses with a 5 in between. Brackets. Brackets are also used for grouping variables and numbers together. Usually in a single problem, parentheses are solved first and then brackets. Braces, braces are used just like brackets and parentheses, i.e. to group numbers and variables. However, braces are solved after the parentheses and the brackets. Braces are also used in sets for discussing a set of elements. Let us look at an example. 5 minus brace 3, and this would be times whatever's inside these brackets. Inside the brackets we have 5 minus 2, but then the 2 is multiplied by 3 minus 1, right? Okay, and then it says divided by 3, and then an end brace. We will now discuss the problem at every step, and I think this is going to get confusing to read and to explain. So we'll just start with problems. These worksheets and lessons will help you learn the different meanings and uses of parentheses, brackets, and braces and expressions. And you know, for years they've been saying, don't just give them worksheets. I guess since we're just doing this online, they said, well, we have to use worksheets. So sorry for worksheets. You know, normally we would want to have manipulatives. We'd want to do the CRA model where we can use something concrete. That's the manipulatives. We'd want to do representational. Sometimes they call it P. They'll call it pictorial or pictorial. And that's where you draw something to model it instead of using physical objects. And then the abstract. The A is for abstract, where you use the numbers as they are on this page. Right now it seems like all we're able to do is use numbers. Let's see. Okay, so I wanted to show you, here's a keyboard, and let me get my highlighter going. I had some markers around there, as you can see here, but somehow they moved around. So I'm just going to show you on the keyboard, right? You guys may have a keyboard right now that you're looking at. On the keyboard, the parentheses are here. We would hold the shift key down, and then we would press 9 to get the left parentheses, and we would press 0 to get the right parentheses. Okay, so where are the brackets? The brackets are very close, right? So here we have brackets, left bracket, right bracket, beginning bracket, ending bracket, and then these are braces. And if you guys do thinking maps, you know brace map is one of the maps we use, and they call it a brace map because of this symbol. Sometimes they call these curly braces. It depends how straight or curly they are, but whatever. It's still a brace. Sometimes they're called curly braces. And so here are the braces. So to get those, we would use shift to get the upper symbol and just leave it alone. Let your finger off the shift to do the brackets. Okay? And they're all right there. So I enlarge that here, and you can see parentheses, brackets, braces. And it really just depends however they wrote the problem that you're looking at, right? You'll do whatever's inside first, and then you do whatever's outside. But generally, you'll find these will be inside, and then they'll have brackets, and then they'll have braces, usually. Okay, now, on this paper here, I think they're using the words wrong, so let's really be careful about this. Parentheses, brackets, and braces in expressions, step-by-step lesson. And it says, work with parentheses, brackets, and braces in expressions. All right, so let's see if we're actually going to do that. Okay, down here we will. Okay. Because on this page, they're using incorrect terminology. All right, let's check it. Problem A says 9 plus 2 inside parentheses and then subtract 5. Problem B says 2 times 6 divided by, and when I was in math class, they would call this the quantity 2 times 6 divided by the quantity 18 minus 12. And they're talking about the quantity because it's inside parentheses, right? We want to define those values first before we do this division step. Okay, explanation. First, see what is being asked. Okay, step 2, understand the meaning of parentheses. Parentheses are used for math equations that must be solved first before any other calculations are done. The part between the two parentheses is treated like one number. The answer replaces the expression in the larger math equation. Step 3, to solve the equation, we have to solve the bracket first. Now, that's where I feel like they just made a mistake, right? There are no brackets in the problem. Remember what brackets look like. Brackets look like that. And they look like this. See how they're straight. Parentheses are curved. So here they used the incorrect word, I believe. Shouldn't say bracket. We have to solve the parentheses first, right? And so what parentheses are they talking about? 9 plus 2. Well, they're talking about that up there. 9 plus 2. And so they said, okay, that's 11. And then they rewrote the equation, right? They replaced the 9 plus 2. They replaced that with an 11. So now they have 11 minus 5. Okay, here's 9 plus 2, right? They rewrote it. They put 11 there instead. And then they solved the rest of the equation. 11 minus 5 equals 6. And it says the answer will be 6. All right, so let's check problem B. Let's look. I want to look at this. See, let's erase this. I'm just irritated because they should show this whole thing first before they start solving it, I think. Okay, so let's do a grab real quick. Let's just get this going. New, and grab this piece. Okay, and then let's plug it in there. Let's see. Okay, sorry, it's a little blurry. Let's shrink it a little and make it more clear. Okay, so we're starting with 2 times 6 in parentheses, right? So that's why there's so... Let me get my pen again. Get my pen, okay. They're writing 2 times 6 here, and they're saying, okay, that's 12. So we could write 12 there instead, right? Put a division symbol, right? I'm just carrying everything down. I know that 2 times 6 is 12, divided by whatever this turns out to be, whatever the difference is here. So they say 18 minus 12 equals 6. So I know this part's 6. And now they know that we have 12 divided by 6 equals 2. Okay, so this will equal 2. And usually when I write problems like this, I just write the full problem at the top and then I keep writing down steps underneath instead of how they did it here. Well, let's see if the next page looks better. Hopefully it does. Okay, scroll down. Parentheses, brackets, and braces and expressions. Guided lesson explanation. Explanation 1. Okay. Now, explanation 1. Why is this page in here twice? See if it's the same. It appears to be the same, right? These two pages look exactly the same. Explanation 1 is 6 times 3 equals 18. Yeah, these are the same. So let's take this page out. Okay. Okay, explanation 1, solve the bigger bracket. All right, of course, they want us to solve this whole thing. How would we do that? We would have to solve this piece first. So that would be 18. And then we have to subtract 3. So that will be 15. That's easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right, now it says solve 4 times 5 in parentheses. Well, there's nothing big about that, right? The parentheses in this case don't do anything because 4 times 5 would be the same. Okay. Now, they must be doing, let's see if we're doing a different problem here. Oh, they must be doing this problem up here, right? 5, no, I really don't know what they're doing. Okay, let me see. Now solve 4 times 5. Okay, 15 times 20 equals 300. They got this 15 times 2. I think we're missing something here. We're missing a problem here. All right, let's go to explanation 2. The answer will be, okay, I don't know. Let's just go to our work. Let's go to our work, guys. Okay, this is pretty easy. And I feel like they left things off the other page. If they didn't, then you guys can tell me on Dojo or something. Hey, they didn't leave anything off. It seems like they did, though. Match the equations to their answers. Write the letter of the answer that matches the equations. Okay, so here we have in parentheses what? We have 9 plus 2. We know that's 11. And here we have in parentheses 7 plus 3. We know that's 10. So now we have 11 times 10. All right, so 11 times 10 would just be an 11 with a 0 after it, right? So let's see, that is letter C. Write the letter of the answer that matches. Okay, so this, I'll just say that equals C, right? Here we have C. Okay, now we have, and okay, good, they have a juicy one at the bottom. Okay, and by juicy I mean more complicated. Okay, 94 divided by 2. Well, how can we split 94 into 2? I would do it this way. I would say, I know what half of 90 is. Do you guys know what half of 90 is? It's 45. Right? And then I know what half of 2 is. Right? Well, half of 4 is 2. So I'm going to have 45 plus 2 equals 47. Well, what if I don't know how to do it that way? Okay, if you can't do it in your head the way I just did, let's write the problem. Okay, and we take, how many 2's can we get out of the 9? We'd say we could get 4 of those. 4 times 2 equals, what does it equal? 8. Now we have to subtract. 9 minus 8 equals 1. Bring down the 4, and we have 14. And now how many 2's are in 14? We know that's 7. 7 times 2 equals 14. Subtract, and we have a 0 remainder. Cool. So we agree here. All right, so this part is 47. Well, what do I have to do now? Subtract 23. All right, so let's rewrite that problem. I hear Maggie trying to bust in my office here. Maggie, I hear you. 47 minus 23. 7 minus 3 equals 4, and 4 minus 2 equals 2, so my answer would be 24. Which letter is that? Do we have a 24 over here? Oh, good. I was worried for a second. Okay, so it's E. Letter E. All right, number 3. All right. We just have to add up those 3 numbers, right? They're in parentheses, so we're going to do that first. Okay, so what's 2 plus 4? 6. What's 6 plus 9? 15. What's 15 minus 8? 7. Letter D. So we know the answer is 7. And that's letter D. You hear Maggie trying to break in? All right. 74 divided by 2. Do that first, right? Okay. Let me scroll down. Okay. 74 divided by 2. And by the way, I can do this one real fast, right? 70 divided by 2 is 35. And 4 divided by 2 is 2. So this should be 37. But let's check and see if it is. Okay. So let's divide it by 2. How many 2's can we get out of this 7? 3 of them. 3 times 2 equals 6. Subtract, right? 7 minus 6 equals 1. Bring down this 4. How many 2's are in 14? 7 again, right? Like the other problem we did. 7 times 2 equals 14. Subtract, and we have a remainder of 0. So our answer is 37 there, right? For this part, 37. And now we have to subtract whatever 6 times 2 is. Well, we know what 6 times 2 is, right? It's 12. All right, so now we have to subtract 37 minus 12. Don't forget, pause the video if you don't want to know the answers. And then you can just find out if you got it right. I would do that anyway, right? Pause the video, try it, and then see if we agree. Okay, 7 minus 2 is 5. 3 minus 1 is 2. So our final answer is 25. And I know I saw a 25 at the top. I think it was A. Yep. And then we know our last one should be this answer, right? So it's kind of a giveaway, but we're going to do it anyway. We're not going to just take it for granted. Okay, so we know that 25 equals answer A. You don't have to write it that way. I'm just writing it that way because I like to write the number and then whatever letter they want us to write. Okay, so now I'm going to erase because I want more room in case we have a lot of things to write down. Well, actually, I have a lot of room down here too. So let's scroll this. Let's scroll this down a bit more. There. Okay. All right. So let's do this. And like I said, I usually write down the entire thing. But I can save time on the video if I just do this. Let's do a grab again. New. And grab this. And paste it in. Click where I want it. Paste. Cool. That's faster than I could write it. Okay. All right. So what do we do first, guys? Well, this is odd, isn't it? This is odd. I think on this problem, they have transposed 2 things. That's too bad. See, they need to check these things. Okay, you would not have a brace here. You would have it here because you have a starting brace. And this is just like when you're typing commands on a computer in a program or on HTML, you have to put things in order. And if you put them like this, it's going to just give you an error. We need this parentheses to also be a parentheses here, right? And then this bracket needs to be a bracket over here. So trace over that. That is incorrect, right? The problem has it wrong. They have a brace and a parentheses going together, but those don't go together. Okay, so it's too bad. 90 minus 10. Let's do that first. It's the thing that's the farthest inside. 90 minus 10 is 80. And now we have to do the next step in the brackets. And that is multiplying whatever this quantity is. We know it's 80. And multiply that times 5. Well, that's pretty easy to do, right? I mean, I have a 0 there. I know it's going to end with that 0. And then what else do I have? I have 5 times 8 tens. Well, what would that be? 5 times 8 is 40. 40 tens, and that 40 tens equals 400. So far we have 400. And then we have to add whatever this amount is here. And this is pretty simple, right? Because all we're doing is adding a 15 and adding a 20. And even if I didn't do those in order, it would come out all right. But let's do it in order. What's in parentheses here? 15 plus 20, easy peasy, 35. What's 400 plus 35? 435. And I remember we had an answer up there that looked like that, and that was B. Okay, so 435. 35 equals B. Alright guys, that's it for today. You guys got off easy. Sorry for the errors, and I'm really sorry that Mrs. Schmidt wasn't here today, because you know, it's way more fun when she's here with us. Hopefully she feels better tomorrow and she'll be on camera with us again. Love you guys. See you tomorrow.